Ready to go, ticking like a bomb that's about to blow. It's taking control, pulling at your feet like an undertow. You don't really know if you're all that capable, but you've been told to figure it out. Don't pretend you're stupid, sort it out. Go make yourself useful. Better than dead, you really made a mess with the words you said. So easily fed, flames of the fire rise above your head. Welcome to streaming and screaming!
Welcome to Streaming and Screaming. I'm your host, David B. Cronmiller, and we are here today with third string kicker Danny Jordon, part of a duo, a comedy duo. They have millions of views. They've had millions of laughs. They joined YouTube, if you can dig it, back in 2006. They were they knew it was going to be a good thing, this YouTube thing. And also, Scotland wants to secede from the United Kingdom, or at least they're trying to. Apparently, it's because there can only be one. There'll only be one. And it's a little bit too cold in the UK for Scottish folks who wear all those kilts, so they're moving Scotland to Barbados. So this is Streaming and Screaming at KXSR, and we are here with Danny Jordon. Danny, how you doing?
Good. You know, I make a lot of Highlander references, actually.
Yeah?
We just did a bit where, it's the new best friends, and they meet in a bar, and like, guys, this is so great. I know we've been drinking all day. You know, I feel like we're all new best friends, but, I actually don't know you guys. I really don't know you. So, like, oh, well, then let's get to know each other. And, like, they're like, okay, your favorite movie, so 1, 2, 3. And one guy says Godfather. The other guy says, I don't know, Raging Bull. And then Alan goes, Highlander 2, The Quickening. And I was like, whoa, which one is that? Is that the one in the future? Yeah, they got the heat shield. They got to protect the ozone. Yeah. So,
What do you think of the UK Scottish thing? They're trying to leave UK, break up the United Kingdom. They're the last one to leave.
Yeah, I don't actually know much about it because I only concern myself about sports and music and movies.
And Scotland has no sports other than golf.
Yeah, but hasn't Scotland trying?
You don't even know what the country's called.
Hasn't Scottish been trying to be its own country since William Wallace?
I think since they were taken over by the British.
Yes,
that's the habit with the British. The British is like the house guest that comes and then moves in.
Can we cuss?
I think we can cuss. Yes.
Englanders were real bastards. I mean,
they were. That's barely cussing, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I start small, then I start dropping the C word. But yeah, it's like they took over the world.
They did.
Yeah, and you forget about that, and then we broke away from them. That Scotland had been under their rule. Yeah, so why not?
Well, and then Scotland's doing it with a nice little vote. Yeah, I think there's any countries or any states in our country that are going to be like, now if Scotland does it, we're going to do it.
I assume Texas.
They keep trying to leave.
Texas has been always doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe Mississippi.
Mississippi,
they're always late on, they just they just passed, they just passed this, it was some kind of civil rights thing.
Something, yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
They're doing it. I think it'd be funny if there was some small state that decided to leave that nobody's even thinking about, like Rhode Island suddenly it's like, we're gone.
Yeah.
There's no more Rhode Island.
No one would miss Rhode Island.
No. I mean, I don't...
Do you have a lot of listeners from Rhode Island?
No, I don't.
If so, I apologize. We love Rhode Island.
There's not that many of you.
R.I.
No. Or Fresno, California, that maybe they just leave. I don't know. They try to have California break up into 6 states.
Yeah.
Recently, there's some crazy guy who wanted to break us up into 6 states. I don't know how that's actually a good thing.
It's not. It's dumb.
Yeah, it's really
I'm just going to say now, it's dumb.
It's like, you want 6 more DMVs? It's not going to be fun.
Yeah, oh.
And then not to mention the cultural differences that will come up, the different dialects. Mm-hmm. We won't speak the same Californian language anymore.
Well, we should definitely separate all the people, for sure. Yeah,
Get them
definitely
away from each other.
Yeah.
So you're part of a great comedy duo called Third String Kicker.
Yes.
You can find them on YouTube, and like I said in the opening, they've been around since 2006, which is...
Actually,
yes. That's when they joined YouTube.
Yeah, that's when Alan, my partner, he's the guy with the mustache.
Wishadell.
Marshmoof, Rishadell. I don't know his middle name, but it's something crazy like that. He was he started it, I guess, in 2006, but then I joined and we actually started making videos in about 2010, late 2011. So that's
okay.
So we've been doing this basically since 2011. Yeah,
Okay,
so 2.5 years.
It's a little false advertising on the YouTube page.
Well, hey,
you know,
makes it sound kind of important.
Yeah. No, it's impressive because you've actually done really well in terms of your views. You had one video, and maybe we'll show it here in a second, called The Plumber.
Yeah.
The Plumber got 17 million views. I don't know why. What was it about?
19 million.
19 million. 19 million views and climbing.
Yeah.
The Plumber. It was so successful. You did a sequel.
Yeah.
The Plumber 2.
You got to strike while the iron's hot, my friend. And that Plumber 2 is at almost 2 million. So.
And it's something of a tease of a video. In fact, why don't we bring it up and show the folks at home The Plumber, the first minute and a half or so of it. We're waiting for the video to start.
I am not actually in this video.
He's not in this video. He's actually not in all of the videos. And you have
I'm in most of them, yes.
He's in most of them.
But sometimes scheduling comes up. When you shoot one a week, sometimes things
Oh,
Yeah.
no, my faucet won't work. What
we
am I
go.
going to do? Wonder who that could be. Oh, hey, big boy.
Did somebody call for a plumber?
Oh, you bet I did. My pipes are all clogged.
No, it's okay. I brought my industrial strength snake.
I bet you know how to use that industrial strength snake.
Never had any complaints.
Oh, that's what I'd like to hear. So this is where I'm gonna need you to work it.
This is where you need my help.
Yeah, this is where the problem is.
Well, let's have a look.
Okay, let's.
This might take a little while.
Oh. Oh my.
Let's see. There's just a loose connection.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. All
Oh.
fixed.
Oh, it's all.
Done. Didn't take as
Oh.
long as I thought.
No, are you sure it works?
Yeah, look. Watch. See? On, off. So good.
Well, now I need to pay you.
I can't charge you for that. That was like 4 seconds. I was just driving by. Hey, next time you call, though, you might want to try calling J&L Plumbing, because they're right around the corner, and they probably won't even charge you like a visitation fee. So,
Oh.
have a good afternoon.
That was great. But you weren't actually in that one.
I was not. That was one of our early ones. That's why the quality isn't as, our quality's actually better than that now.
The quality's amazing. You should see their most recent videos, which we'll show one of them here soon.
Yeah, and but yeah, I wasn't in that one. That was actually right before I started doing it every week with Alan, and it's me and him. And then like those the actors, George Kaliotis and then Lydia Nelson, we use those. We use them constantly.
You have like your own troupe of performers, I've noticed.
Yeah, and Lydia actually, I think the next clip is in that one. Yeah, Lydia's great. She's funny, and George is funny. He's a Second City guy. Lydia has done improv all around. So yeah, we when we have people that we like that can act, we use them.
Yeah.
So.
And of course, that video is making fun of the old porno plumber gag.
Yeah.
It goes on to have a pizza delivery guy. And
And she just wants to get laid, and
she
can't
does.
Get laid,
She's very in need.
which is actually based on my life. Oddly enough,
He calls plumbers over all the time. And
I
he wears
do.
a halter top.
I do. I just want to.
I think it's inappropriate. I don't. It's a little weird because you don't really have the cleavage for it.
I don't, but I wear low-rise pants.
Yeah, those are helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of tumbleweed showing.
Now you do. God, that's you should manscape a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit of manscaping.
that's what the kids do these days. I miss the '70s when you could just let it go.
Yeah, when it was like growing out of the top of your pants.
That's the grossest thing. Now you can look at porn, obviously, on the internet so easily. It's so easy and it's so great. And you're watching it, and occasionally you see you always give the thumbnail, and you see the older porn, and it's just gross. It's gross.
It's hairy.
It's super.
It's sweaty.
I have a story. It's too long. I don't want to tell. It'll take 10 minutes, but it involves something with a girl and not shaving, and it's. Anyways, we don't have to get into it.
Danny has a strange life.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
So you do a video every week. Are they all pornographically themed?
No, they're not. Occasionally, those are what we call the sex videos.
Sex sells, and
because it's
clicks.
the internet, and in life, sex does sell. So
Sex and kittens, ironically,
so
related.
We haven't combined the two yet because we're not smart enough. So we should
really do like a cat plumber,
Yeah, we should.
horny housewife thing,
Maybe the cat's stuck in the plumbing.
something like that.
Yeah.
Or a cat in heat,
Ooh.
who's inappropriate and
The
calls
cat
a
can't
plumber.
get laid. It's her cat can't get laid.
I think we're writing something here.
I
That's
think
really good.
I like it.
Hopefully Alan's listening, and you can. But you do these things every Monday. That's what blows me away about you guys.
Yeah.
Is not only do you get a lot of views, and some of your videos have hundreds of thousands, and and you always seem to get thousands of views, which is fantastic. You have a lot of subscribers, but you do these videos once a week. How do you keep up with that pace?
Alan is crazy. He's a madman. Like Alan is the driving force. He's constantly pushing, and it's great. It's super great because if he wasn't, I'd be home watching The Simpsons, which I do every day. So yeah, and like Alan just keeps pushing. We'll shoot it, and then Alan will edit it, or I'll edit it. Alan usually edits more of them.
But you both share the editing at times?
Yeah, we share, and
So you're very skilled. You're not just a comedic actor, but you can actually
I can edit it. Like any special effects, I just pawn off to Alan because he'll do it. And like I don't have the patience for it. And some of our stuff has some really good special effects on it. And Alan will just do it. And Alan's like great at doing stuff like that. And he's
how do you? What's the rhythm like? Because you put 1 week, and I know we've talked before. What is that like? I mean, how often do you shoot? How often are you editing? What's the lead time?
Yeah, it depends. Like right now, we shoot a lot at the YouTube space, which is a great facility in LA. It's right off Jefferson on the 405. It used to be old hangars where like Howard Hughes built the Spruce Goose.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and they built all these stages.
Is it hard to keep shooting with all the planes taking off?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they don't take off actually. They just hover.
Just hover.
It's a Spruce Goose reference.
Oh, right. There 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah. So when we shoot there, we'll schedule a 12-hour day. So we'll shoot 2 videos.
Okay.
So that that keeps us ahead. And right now we have probably 10 in the can.
Okay,
which is
great. Oh, that's great. So you do have like a pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you shoot almost like on almost a TV schedule where you try to get as many packages together at a time, and then you just edit them. So does Alan just not sleep?
Alan's like I said, Alan's a madman. Like he will just stay up all night editing, and it's fantastic. It's great. I mean, I still work at a coffee shop, so sometimes, all the time, I have to get up and work, and he'll keep working.
That's impressive.
Oh yeah, it's great, man. It's super great.
But you talk about special effects. I mean, one of your videos has you in some heavy prosthetic makeup.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was a really cool episode. A really great video. It's about the devil. I'm not going to play all of them because you should go to Third String Kicker on YouTube and watch their videos.
You should. And subscribe.
And subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I did, and if I did it, you should do it too.
Yeah.
But you're in heavy makeup playing like a demon or the devil.
Yeah, it's a demon goes in for like a job placement, and what we teamed up with Stan Winston's School of Makeup, and we actually shot 3 bits with them. And so we did the demon job interview one, we did a zombie one, and we did Alan going on a date, and half his face is deformed.
Oh wow!
And he can't figure out why the girl doesn't want to see him.
Oh wow!
Again for the second date.
And they're all with Stan Winston and
and those guys are great. That's so good, yeah.
How long did the process take to get into the makeup?
My prosthetic, it took, I think it only took an hour and a half.
Well, that's really fast.
Yeah, it was, I can't remember his name.
He is Stan Winston, so.
Yeah. So it was like, boom, they had him and 2 assistants.
Snap-on makeup.
Yeah, and it was so great. It was so much fun. And then when we did it, Alan messed with the voice to give it the, dark.
Yeah, the demony sound. I love that video. It's a really funny video. He's on like a job interview. He's out of work. He's a demon. He's trying to get a job.
Yeah,
and he doesn't have a lot of skills.
Yep. And he's trying to turn over a new leaf, and they keep trying to give him evil jobs. Like, no, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah. How did you guys meet? What was the start? How did you come together? How did Alan Wishadell and Danny Jordon meet?
We both went to Playhouse West. It's an acting school in the Valley. They have three
campuses,
three
studios,
three studios, yes,
3 buildings where they do acting.
Exactly, and it was started by Jeff Goldblum and
right.
Carnegie. I can't remember his name.
Goldblum does Meisner though, doesn't he?
Yes, and
repetition and all that
it's a Meisner technique, and it's a great school. Like James Franco is a big guy. He went there for like 9 years. Ashley Judd. So it's Scott Kahn. It's like a big school, and it's great. and
They have a wonderful reputation.
They do, yeah, and it's cheap too, surprisingly.
And it's cheap, so that's actually really helpful for actors who are looking for
Bob Carnegie, got it.
Bob Carnegie.
Yes, and so I went there for 3.5 years. I'm not sure how long Alan went, but we wound up in one of the same classes, and then I quit, and then he quit, and then we were doing separate stuff. And then one day he called me because he was shooting a short film. He goes, "Hey, you want to be in the short film?" I go, "Sure." And then I was in the short film. It was really good. It was called Leo's Love. It's very Woody Allen-ish, the writing. It's great. It's very smart dialogue. It's funny. And then he's like, "Hey, you want to shoot a sketch?" It's like, "Sure." And then I shot the sketch, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to shoot a sketch every week and post it online?" I go, "Sure."
That sounds easy.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
That's not stressful at all.
Yeah, yeah. And that's actually, it's funny because of the trailer. And anyways, and that was how we started. But the trailer that we have on our channel, and have you seen the trailer?
I don't know if I've actually watched the trailer.
We're crazy. We shot outside the YouTube space, and we're actually on a moving car. We're going about 35.
Oh, wow.
And Alan wanted to go faster. And Alan's on top of the moving car, and he's like, "Hey, we're, blah, blah, blah." And then I get out of the window and climb on top of the car, and we talk,
Oh.
Yeah, like basically it's, it's two guys, one with Asperger's, another with OCD, doing sketch comedy. I mean, what could go wrong?
Is that true? Or
Yeah, he has Asperger's and I have OCD.
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's fantastic.
It's miserable.
I have family with Asperger's, and I've been a little OCD in the past, so I can relate.
I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
Yeah, it's kind of it's not an easy thing, and but it can also lead to, especially the Asperger's, of focused, being able to get all those edits done.
Yep,
Get
exactly.
and he's so funny. Alan is
He's
so
great.
funny. There's the one that's up recently online right now is an ambulance one. Where he's an ambulance driver and you're the technician in the back, or the medical ME in the back, or whatever it is. And it's just it's so funny. What I love about it is the panic in your voice compared to like just him getting distracted and going the wrong direction. It's basically a nightmare. You don't want an ambulance driver to get lost, and that's basically what happens in the video.
And what's crazy about that video is that we shot it on the Red camera, and we lost the audio. So then we shot it again, and we lost the audio again. Actually, it wasn't our fault. Some other guy, but.
Blaming some other guy.
Yeah. And here's his name and number. So Alan put it together without any sound.
Yeah.
Zero sound.
Wow.
And he put it together, and then we had to
Wow.
ADR it. Yeah.
The ADR the whole thing, and you can barely tell. I mean, there's a couple of times where but you can't tell that
It's
they
a real
didn't-
piece of shit. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. It's really good. You're in a real ambulance, and
it's good.
You even give a little shout out to folks who need to rent ambulances in LA. At the end of that video.
Yep.
So what's the favorite one you've done so far?
My favorite one of my favorite ones that we did is called ADHD, and it's one that one's just because it's pulled straight from my life. I don't have ADHD, but with the OCD, it kind of gives you that. It's like a Scorsese moving shot.
Oh yeah, the cameras are moving right now. I'm not sure if the video's live right now or not, if it's just audio.
Either way,
we're setting it up for later. Oh, there's some video right now.
we'll put a crystals on the soundtrack on that camera movement. Anyways, what was ADHD?
We got distracted by video cameras,
right?
And one of our
I
producers
am
here.
completely sponsored by Blue. I want to just look at that.
You are a blue person.
I don't know why I decided to do that. It was
know?
kind of a conscious effort too, and I don't think I've ever done it.
It makes you look younger.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, 12 or so.
So ADHD, because it's basically out of my life. So it's pulled from, like, I'd be at work. I used to work at Old Navy back in Oklahoma, is where I'm from. And, like, the boss would come up and start talking to me, tell me to do something, and I would just be thinking about, potato chips. I couldn't pay attention. And then he'd be like, "So you got that?" I'd be like, "Yes." And then I'd be like, "No. Can you explain it to me again?"
Yeah.
So then he'd be explaining it to me again, and the whole time I'm thinking, God, he probably thinks I'm such an idiot because I wasn't paying attention. He's having to explain it to me. Oh crap, I'm not paying attention now. And then he was like, "You gotta go. You got it." And then I'm like, "Oh." So then I had to go ask somebody else. That's my life. And in the video we do that, obviously. And then in the video we also have fantasies. So I'm like looking at Janice, who's the office, secretary, receptionist. And like I'm looking at her and she thinks I'm a loser, obviously. And, and then I have fantasies about me reading poetry to her, me being an underground fighter, me being a professional basketball player. These are all and then it comes back to reality.
Sounds very much like Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Is that any good?
Oh, it is. It is really good.
I heard the book's really good.
It's very sweet.
Oh, that's good.
It's one of the few films in the modern era. We live in a dystopian period of filmmaking. If you haven't noticed, everyone's depressed and angry, and it's one.
I like it.
And it's one of the few films though that actually has kind of a very happy ending. And I was like,
good.
"Damn you for having a happy ending."
Ben Stiller directed that.
Yeah. But it's based on a 1950s, 40s Danny Kaye movie of the same name, Secret Life of Water. It's also based on, I think, a short story or a book.
Okay, yeah, I thought so.
The Danny Kaye movie is really great.
Good too.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if you know much about Danny Kaye, but he's...
I just from Christmas Vacation when Chevy Chase goes on his rant.
Oh.
And he says, Danny effing K.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep it clean for the audience.
Well, he's also a good performer.
No, I've seen some of his stuff. It's fun.
On Christian Anderson and all that fun stuff. Is there any other videos that you would do over, that you would do differently?
95%. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's a good question, actually. Yes, there definitely. I can't think of one at the moment. Well, we just shot one yesterday, and it was so hot. God, it was so hot.
It's been so freaking hot lately.
It was so hot, and we were in and out of a car, and I was just drenched. And yeah, there was one. We're gonna have to shoot the one bit over again, just the last bit, because the actor that brought in did something totally different than what we told him, and so
that happens. Actors have a mind of their own.
Yeah, so we have to shoot that.
If only you can replace them with robots.
Exactly.
Then you'd be out of a job.
Yeah, well,
but you'd be able to watch more Simpsons and stay at home and eat some cereal.
Whenever I'm depressed, I'll just watch The Simpsons, and even as a child, I'd be sad and I just watch The Simpsons, and it always.
Do you believe it's been on as long as it has and it's sustained?
I just went to the bowl, the Hollywood Bowl, and watched the Simpsons take the bowl, which they big orchestra, and they do all the a lot of the music from The Simpsons. It was great, and I was telling people, it's like the best part actually for me, other than Conan because he killed it, but like the best part was when you first get there, they showed a clip of The Simpsons when Homer jumps over the gorge on the skateboard.
Yeah.
And listen to 17,000 people watching and laughing at The Simpsons. I could have watched that for
great.
For 2 hours, 4 episodes.
Yeah, you don't really get that experience with shows like that because you never get that group shared.
Oh yeah. And now I'm just in front of my computer streaming it illegally. Not illegally.
No, not illegally. Legally.
It's legal.
Legally stream it.
It's yeah.
The Simpsons is fantastic.
Yeah.
So that one you do over because of just the heat and then the actor making a mistake.
Yeah. I mean, there's other ones. Like
direction.
I said, I can't. We did a 3D video.
Oh wow.
Which is the actual first 3D sketch on the internet, by the way.
Wow,
it's 3D.
That's cool. I have to check that out. Which one is it?
It's called 3D something, 3D horror film or something.
3D horror film.
Yeah.
Not 3D horror film.
Yeah, when I say horror.
It's a hard word. Horror.
It is horror. I don't like R's. Not a fan. Or L's close to R's.
It's a good time to say that we're in KXSR, Excite Radio, as we're talking about 3D horror films. Mm-hmm. So it's like The Plumber, but just really in your face.
Yeah, very in your face. Yeah.
But you probably should do that one in 3D.
Yeah.
What's a fun guest you've had? Like somebody that you just, because you have so many cool people, stop by, other YouTubers that you collaborate with. Yeah,
we shoot other YouTubers that we shoot with. We shoot with Erika Sato a lot, Terrence Southern, Brock Baker. We shot a special. We did one with Michael McShane, who was Friar Tuck in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and he was Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, he's so great, and we did a bit.
Funny guy.
He comes into my coffee shop, so I wrote a bit where he's the world's worst. See, R's and L's. World's worst lawyer.
Okay.
And and I'm like, I'm in a prison jumpsuit, and I'm just with the handcuffs, and he comes in, and he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know which case he is. He's drunk. He was out with a Malaysian hooker named Mimi, who's really good, cheap too. But yeah, and like he was great. Michael was great. So I liked Michael a lot. That was a lot of fun having him.
How often do you guys collaborate with other YouTubers?
It's we try. It's tough for
because it's a bit of a kind of almost an honor to be able to work at the YouTube space. They don't just let everybody.
Yeah, you have to have certain. I think you have to have 10,000. I think that's over 10,000 subscribers is one of the prerequisites.
All these R's that he keeps.
That's the requirement.
Danny does a lot of the acting in the videos, and in the videos he can speak well. He's articulate and funny.
After
in real life, he's a mess.
Yeah, 10th take. But yeah. So we try to. It is hard.
We've recorded this show like 8 times already.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the 8th
Plus,
time.
I'm sweating.
It is warm in here.
But yeah, it was like it's not as easy because people have busy schedules, but we're always trying to collaborate. Yeah, because it just helps.
It helps everybody. Yeah,
It
it helps everybody.
sure.
Like your fans and their fans get to see you guys interact and have a lot of fun.
Yep.
What's the writing process like? How do you guys kind of come up with the story ideas and the sketches?
Alan can come up with an idea at the drop of a hat. He really can. It's incredible. Like it's like it's like a cliche like an improv. You're like give me something that will fit in this room, whatever, and then Alan can come up with an idea. It's incredible. Yeah, it's great. Like one of my favorite sketches that we did was identity theft, and Alan wrote that in 30 minutes. He came over. We were going to shoot a sketch. We didn't have the actors or something. Something didn't work, so he just wrote this.
It's great.
And he just came up with it and wrote it, and it's just me taking his it's me and him. My girlfriend's coming to come pick me up. And I leave the room, I come back, and suddenly I'm wearing a sweater of his. He's like, hey, why are you wearing my sweater? I was like, what's my sweater? He's like, no, it's not. And then I go, if it's not your sweater, why does it fit so good? And it's too big,
Yeah.
And then it cuts down, it cuts back to me. Now I'm wearing his glasses. He's like, what are my glasses? What are these things? And then I have his mustache on, And he's like, what? And then I have his shirt on, and I'm just stealing his identity.
That's awesome.
As it goes,
That's awesome.
yeah. And it was really great. And Alan just came up with that. And usually that's how it works. Alan will just come up with an idea, and then then we'll kind of write it together. I mean, Alan's like the head writer,
Okay.
the showrunner.
Yeah.
If I write something, Alan's
He's like the teller to your pen.
Exactly. Yeah. Which one's not the smart one?
Well, they're both very smart. Just one doesn't talk very much.
Yes. Sure. But yes, exactly.
But Teller comes up with the physical actual act usually and directs it.
Oh, cool.
And pins the Barker, who is the face of the team.
Oh, nice. Yes, I'm the face.
He's the face. Look at that face, that mug.
God, he's so sweaty, that face. But so if I write something, Alan will most likely make notes, and we'll work on it together. But yeah.
Well, let's watch one of the videos that you're in, that you're actually in. Not like the plumber one, but this is another one that you've done. Where you're actually in it, acting and being funny. So let's roll that here in a second.
Honey, how was your day?
Oh my God! I just walked in the door. I don't want to talk about it. I'll tell you about my day, but first tell me about yours.
Oh, it was okay. Hey, did you remember to get those tomatoes from the store?
God damn it! Yeah, I sure did. And I also got an issue of Vanity Fair.
Oh, sweetie.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and take a load off? I'll finish up here in the kitchen.
Are you sure you can handle it?
Yeah, let's do what you always do. Burn the shit out of it. It won't be as good as yours, but I'll give it a shot.
Hey, do you remember what today is?
Oh my God, Tuesday? Who cares? Our anniversary. Your birthday. Cinco de Mayo! The day your friend introduced us at that party.
We should skip out on the game tonight and just sit and talk.
God. And maybe we can talk about your favorite topics, maybe celebrity pregnancies.
Yes! Oh, forgot to tell you some bad news.
Your mother's coming to town. You're pregnant. You're on your period. You're pregnant. It's gonna be okay. If we're together, it doesn't matter how bad it's gonna be, because we're gonna be able to get through it.
I lost my job.
Son of a bitch! Great! Now you can finally go back to school and get another degree. And I'll pay for it.
I was depressed, so I bought myself a cute little dress.
Are you an idiot? Do you not live in the real world? We have bills. That'll be nice. I would like to see it.
Okay, I will.
I can't wait to see that! I can't wait for this!
What do you think?
Hey, you look like your mom. Decent? It's a good color. Thick. I am the luckiest guy in the world, and I thank God every day for the miracle that is you. That wasn't right? I don't know what to say. Will you tell me what I should say? Marry me, marry me.
Yes! Yes!
No, that can't be the answer. Buzz me out. That's not the answer.
But it is.
Hello, we are Third String Kicker, and we release a new video every Monday. So if you like us and you want to watch new and exciting videos, please subscribe to us, which is right over there.
Are you ready for the lightning round?
Yes!
What's the second largest island in the world?
Honolulu!
Who's buried in Grant's tomb?
Grant!
Which Grant?
The third!
What was stolen from the Louvre on August 21st, 1911?
The Van Gogh! Oh, man.
What's room temperature?
45.
What's the weight classification of a 159-pound boxer?
Middleweight.
That is correct!
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good.
Middleweight. I nailed that one.
So is that like I know you're not married yet, but is that how you're gonna be? You're gonna
No, that's 100% opposite. I will be such a pushover.
you'll just do
I have
anything?
no spine. Just whatever you want, honey. If I ever have kids, they're gonna walk all over me. It's like, yes, take the car. I don't care.
And that was the same actress from the Plumber.
Yeah,
video
Lydia
as well.
again.
Lydia
Yeah,
again.
Lydia's great.
She's fantastic. She's very funny. So let's play a game now that we saw you and Alan playing a little bit of a game.
Yeah.
We're going to play a game here.
do it.
This is a game we play off and on here on Streaming and Screaming at KXSR, and it's the versus game. It's this
Cool.
versus that. Last week we had a martial artist on, so they were all martial arts themed and video game themed. So this time, because we have a funny actor, we're going to talk about funny things. So Mork versus Alf.
Alf.
Alf. I don't know. Mork has that that finger that can zzz things, and then it's the stream of consciousness comedy.
Alf's always trying to eat a cat.
That's a very good point.
Hey.
Alf is like the creepy alien that you go, oh, he's just cute and fuzzy, and then he tries to eat you when you're not looking.
I have an Alf doll that I've had since I was 5 years old. I saved my allowance and I bought it, and I still have it to this day.
I lost mine.
Oh.
I had one. It's been gone for years.
I will never lose that.
I wish that show would come back.
I think there might be rumors of it coming back.
There's been rumors. He had a talk show for a while. Alf had a talk show.
Really?
Yes, he did.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that show ended on a very somber note. It was like, didn't he Alf just leaves and it's really sad.
I don't remember how it ended.
I think it was pretty
Really
sad. I think Alf blows his brains out.
I know the creator of that show had a bit of a heroin problem.
That gosh.
Just a little bit of one, and
Really?
and then Ben Stiller played him in a movie, and I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Ugh.
Really? That's not the same guy.
Yeah, it's
is
the
it?
same guy.
Wow.
Yeah. So Murph vs. Alf. Alf would win. Sorry.
Permanent Midnight?
No.
Yes. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Permanent Midnight. Very, very good memory. All right. Pee-wee or the Blues Clues guy?
Pee-wee.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, he has talking furniture, and that just means that he has magical properties.
And I'll tell you this, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, directed by Tim Burton, holds up so beautifully.
Oh, it's a great film.
It's so funny. It holds up so well.
Yeah.
With that Danny Elfman score, obviously, and it's so good. Oh, there's so
And it's
many
been great
good
to
shows.
see Pee Wee Herman come back in the last few years. I watched his live performance.
I missed it.
So good. I didn't see it live. I watched it on television or streaming, I think. And it was
Legally.
It's legally. And I don't know how he can do that still.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that character is so high energy and so specific. And requires you to be so skinny, and it's harder to stay that skinny as you get older. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you there, Pee Wee. I would almost think that the Blues Clues guy is actually Paul Rubens' Pee Wee Herman as well.
It could be.
It could be. He's that good of an actor.
Yeah.
All right, first city or second?
What? Oh, first.
First city.
New York.
New York. First or second city, which is Chicago, and a comedy troupe as well.
Yeah.
Have you been to New York? Have you?
I was there for a half a day.
Okay.
With my family.
What was that? Half a day? How do you do New York in a half a day?
We didn't. We were there for half a day.
That sounds like just being stuck on the bridge trying to get into the city.
We actually flew by and look at that. That looks nice.
Look, hey, there's a city down there, all those people. Yeah, I've been to New York now.
It was nice. It was great.
I've only been to New York twice, and and I got to be honest, it's a great city. I want to shoot there. There's storytelling is just coming out of the woodwork, along with the rats and all the other bugs that are. They've lived there on an island for a number of years. I don't know why anybody still lives there, and that's why I don't quite get it. Is when you fly in, you're like, oh, look at all this land around. Then there's this huge city right in the middle. You're like, why don't you guys go out there? There seems to be some free space.
We got the rats here. We can't just leave them.
That's true. The rats are part of the fabric of any great city. Especially New York is a wonderful city, though. The energy, very loud, though. You can't really sleep at night. Okay, Alan or versus Danny?
Fighting
or just any kind of battle? Which one of you?
Danny would win fighting just because he would go crazy.
Okay.
Wrestling, Alan. Alan used to wrestle in high school. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did a little bit of that.
Yeah, Danny and Alan are both...
He speaks in third person. I'm a little scared he's going to try to kill me now.
Middleweight boxing question right. Danny and Alan are both very athletic, surprisingly. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I used to play basketball in high school, and he used to wrestle. And he's really fast, too.
He seems like he's fast.
And he played tennis, too.
Well, then he's got a good elbow.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he would win.
Yeah. You gotta watch that backhand. And Doctor Who versus Luke Skywalker.
Skywalker.
I don't know. I think the Doctor could because Skywalker's a little whiny, and the Doctor could just and Skywalker lets people monologue.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I've never seen Doctor Who.
You've never seen Doctor Who?
Never seen it. That show's been on like 30 years, right?
50.
Yeah, because like they keep. I don't understand. I don't even know exactly what they keep reimagining it, or they just what is
No.
it? Yeah.
This is exciting and depressing all at the same time. I get to introduce somebody to Doctor Who, and at the same time, I'm sad that he doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
Because you're not as cool as I thought you were.
No, I'm not.
No, the Doctor is a Time Lord. He's an alien from the planet Gallifrey.
Oh.
And
not as cool as you thought it was. Go ahead.
and he doesn't die really. He regenerates. So when he dies, he transforms into another person. It's a great gimmick when you have an actor who is dying, which is the case in the first series of Doctor Who. And it actually was on the air nonstop till 1988-89, somewhere around there, from 1964-65. And then they took a break. They did a movie in the mid-90s, and then they came back in 2005 with a whole new series. But it's the same character, same storyline.
That's such a great idea. You can just keep replacing them.
Yeah, and they travel through space and time. He has a TARDIS that looks like a police box or a telephone booth, but it's actually bigger on the inside. It's a Gallifreyan technology that allows that to happen. So he can travel into anywhere in the universe. They go to the end of time. Cool. They go to different planets. It's a lot of fun. You should watch it. It's the new series just came out. I say series because I'm an Anglophile versus a season. You do series in England. Speaking of England, I got notice that Scotland will remain part of the United Kingdom.
You just got notice?
I just got notice.
Really? They voted?
They voted. They counted the votes, and then England has decided to keep haggis and keep Scotland, or Scotland's decided to stay.
William Wallace is rolling over in his probably unmarked grave.
Yes.
Yeah.
His kilt's riding above his head. And,
man.
And all those poor Scots, they're going to have their balls frozen for another 100 or 200 years in the cold UK. So that's kind of sad though. I was kind of hoping it would go the other way.
I thought it would,
because it would be fun to have that happen, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would freak everybody out. I don't know what they would do, without England, but I guess they don't have to
You
worry
think
about
there's
it
some
now.
voter fraud in there?
There might be.
Yeah.
There might be. Yeah.
I bet there was.
Maybe the Irish came over and decided to play a little bit of fun with the vote. I don't know why I'm being mean to the Irish. I'm half Irish.
Well, so am I.
Yeah, I'm a Bailey. What are you?
Jordan.
Is Jordon Irish? What is your family lineage that we can get into racial politics?
Irish on my father's side and German on my mother's side.
Oh, I'm Irish German as well.
Yeah,
They're like a really good breed of dog.
Yeah.
Irish German setter. So now we're going to talk about some of the different things, some current events, and some things we're watching. But first I want to talk about what's making me scream. The things that are making me just want to scream and go, I can't believe this.
Oh.
I don't want this to happen. Why are we watching this? Why are you making me stream this? It just makes me upset. So my wife keeps trying to get me to watch this show called Utopia. And we're in an era of dystopia, and here we have a utopian show, and it's like the most dystopian utopian show I've ever seen. They have characters like Redneck Dave or something like that. These are the names of the characters that they're introducing to. And so like it's this show where you have these people who there's no way they could ever create a society together, and yet they're thrown together mainly to, I think, have producers find a way to get them to hook up or
it's a reality show?
It's a reality show.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's a reality show.
seen
It's supposed to create their own government or something. It sounds very exciting.
I want to know what the redneck Bill, whatever.
Oh, there's the guy with like no teeth. He has no teeth.
I want to know what his government
There's a
is.
yoga instructor who's there.
That's
there's a preacher.
Kind of sounds like good TV. I hate reality TV.
Maybe it is. I like some reality TV, but Utopia kind of makes me angry because it seems like it's like a gimmick. Like if you really want to do a utopian experiment, get really people who can do it and bring them together and put it on CNN so no one watches it. But Utopia is kind of making me upset. My wife was saying you should watch it. It'll be something you can talk about, and I'm like, why would I want to watch something I don't want to watch? The other thing that's making me scream, which came out last week, it was a big announcement from Apple, is their new iPhone 6, and specifically the Apple Watch.
Oh, yeah.
That Apple Watch thing. And I can't help but thinking that, like, isn't it a little weird that Apple has invented the watch? We had a watch, and we got rid of it when we got cell phones, because nobody wants to have a sweaty thing on their wrist, unless it's, like, something kind of fun. It makes noise. But with the Apple Watch, it looks like ooh, you invented a watch. What's next? A typewriter?
Yeah.
Like Apple Paper? Is that next?
That'd be kind of fun.
Like, wasn't it like paper where it has an Apple logo on it, but you have to use an Apple pen, and it's just the same. I think they're running out of ideas, and they're just kind of making it up as they go along.
An Apple Watch, it takes photos as well.
I don't know.
I think it takes photos.
I know it plays video. You can check the internet on it.
So what's the point?
Just to have a tinier screen to
Can you
look
answer
on.
your phone?
I think so.
Well, that's kind of fun.
I think it's like an old 1940s like detective story, like Dick Tracy or something. Like, hey, come on in, kids.
Do you remember the movie Dick Tracy?
I do. It's fantastic.
I think that movie's like an hour worth of montages. It's got the most montages
It does.
in any movie
Oh,
I've ever
right.
seen. It's just every scene is like a montage. I'm just like, what's going on here? And it's
Very
like,
colorful montage of prosthetics.
and Warren Beatty directed that. You know what's a really good Warren
Did he
Beatty?
direct it?
Yep. You know what's
Oh, wow.
a good Warren Beatty movie is Reds that he directed.
I don't know if I've actually seen Red.
That's a good
I know
movie.
of it, but I haven't watched it.
Warren Beatty's fantastic.
I love Bugsy.
Did you ever see McCabe and Mrs. Miller?
No.
That's a Robert Altman movie,
Oh.
and it's Old West, and it's Leonard Cohen did the soundtrack, which is great, and Warren Beatty's so charming in that movie. It's so great.
It's hard because we don't really have to. We have a few movie stars like him now, I guess. And he hasn't done anything in ages.
No, I think he's actually coming back now. He's actually working on something. He's going to write
wow.
and direct. Yeah.
Is it a Third String Kicker video?
Yeah, I wish.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Warren Beatty, if you're listening,
Yeah. Hey, Warren.
you're watching.
He comes in and gets coffee once in a while at my coffee shop.
Oh, he does?
So does his wife, Annette.
Oh, you should hand him a script and be absolutely inappropriate.
Yeah. Sure, he would love it. He would love it.
Hand him a script and a link, or just get
Yeah.
your phone out and go like, here, watch this real quick while I make your
Exactly,
coffee very
yeah.
slowly.
Very slowly.
Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Those are the things that I'm screaming about is the Apple Watch and Utopia. You know, I'm getting tired of technology. 'Cause I deal with technology all the time. I work in internet streaming or video streaming. Actually for my day gig. And I get tired of these things coming out every 5 to 6 months. It's like,
Oh, you have to
it's
update,
like,
yeah.
you know, can you just get it right and then just let me have it for a few years?
Well, then they wouldn't make any money.
That is the point.
I'm going to scream about something real quick.
What do you need to stream about?
And it's not even a scream. I just want to talk about it.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't
Wait,
want
let it out.
I don't want
Let it
anything-
out, brother.
I
Let
don't
it
want
out.
Anything done about it. But
Let it out.
The dog right here is right by my feet.
Oh, there's a dog,
So
yeah.
I have not been able to like stretch my legs out the whole
So
time.
here he's cramping. He's cramping, ladies and gentlemen.
But I don't want you to do anything because he's literally asleep and he's super cute and I love him. But like the whole time I've just been like this and I can't quite do it.
I was wondering why he was contorting his body in a way that appeared to be incredibly uncomfortable.
But he's so great. Look at him.
He's
All
very
right.
relaxed. You don't want to,
Yeah.
you know, my daughter does that now on the floor so much.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll have to hold her while she falls asleep. She's almost one, and you'll get into like, oh, this is cute, and then like 5 minutes later, like, I'm in agony.
Yeah.
I am losing circulation in my arm. I am going to die, and then people are going to find my daughter like in my arms. I'll be dead, and she'll be rested.
Did you ever? You're not a big sports guy though, are you?
I'm not a big sports guy.
I used to. This is like, I would watch football or something, or any basketball or anything.
Yeah.
And like, if I found a certain position, and a lot of sports fans will relate to this,
Yeah.
I will stay in that if my team's doing well, even if it's like this.
A little superstition.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, I get superstitious.
And like your whole arm and like your whole body aches, but if your team's scoring a touchdown, you're like, this is great. Yeah. And if they're losing, you'll purposely get in some weird position. They hope that this will do it. Like,
You must be like a riot at like at like football parties or Super Bowl parties. Like, why is Danny in the corner like a tree?
Yeah,
because they're winning, baby. They're winning. He's not moving.
Exactly. I used to do that all the time. I'm so glad I don't do that anymore.
I wonder if that's the OCD.
Absolutely. CCD. Absolutely. Yeah.
So now let's talk about what we're streaming. I've been watching or catching up on Haven. I've been catching up on Haven lately on Netflix. I've been watching it. I watched the first season. So it's a Sci-Fi Network show. It's based on a Stephen King book, The Cincinnati Kid, and it's they adapted it very loosely from that short story. And it takes place like in the Northeast or Northwest somewhere, and it's just like a town that weird things happen in. You know, people have like magical abilities and weird things. It's a lot of fun. A buddy of mine was one of the producers of it. Who produced the first couple seasons.
Nice.
Adam Fratto, and it's a great show. I didn't watch the first season too much. I was watching I wasn't finding the rhythm in it. Then I started watching the second season, and damn, it picks up.
Nice.
So I've been really enjoying that. What are you streaming right now? What are you watching?
I just got through all of Game of Thrones. It's fantastic.
My wife and I just started.
It's so good. But I will tell you something. I don't want to sound like
Don't spoil anything.
I won't. They
No
all know.
spoilers.
But
it's kind
and
of
it's
impossible.
amazing if you don't know any spoilers
Yeah.
yet. But I don't want to sound like a square, but there's a few times where I think it's actually too violent.
Yes.
It's actually too violent.
We started watching it with our daughter, like, in
Yeah.
our arms,
Yep.
and then we were like, oh my God, there's blood everywhere. Cover
and
her
you
eyes.
just started.
Yeah.
There's literally 2 scenes that are in my head, and like it bothered me. Like I thought it was too
Yeah.
much. It was actually too violent.
That's scary.
But it's a great show.
Yeah, my wife is probably listening to this podcast right now and could probably relate to it, and if she can hear me well, I hopefully she can. It's been kind of like, oh, this is a great show. No,
Yeah.
blood everywhere, blood
so
everywhere.
much.
I've also been watching on Hulu anyway, and of course on actual cable as well. This new show called Forever. It's basically a new take on a procedural. Where you have this guy who doesn't die. He can't die. He's a medical examiner. He likes cutting people open and disguise, like Sherlock Holmes, but with he's like Bones meets Sherlock Holmes meets Highlander all in one. And it takes place in New York, and he's British. It's an actor named Ian Gruffudd. He was from the Fantastic Four. He played
Stretchy
Mr.
guy?
Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's his show. But what I like the show, it's okay. It's it's an interesting take on a procedural. But the character is only like 200 years old. And every time there's a show where like, oh, I'm an immortal person. And you're like, oh, I've been around forever for 200 years. About 200 years I've been around. And to me, that's not a very long time. Like, why can't we have like a Highlander-esque thing where like, I've been around for like 8,000 years?
You like a lot of people that don't die in your entertainment.
I do.
You got Highlander, Doctor Who, and
That's
then
true.
This,
That's true. Well,
yeah.
I'm, like everyone, I'm petrified of death.
Oh, it's
you
the
know.
worst. I can remember the first time like one of my first panic attacks was like because of death. I was like, I'm gonna die one day. Yeah.
Danny Jordon here at KXSR having a panic attack about dying.
Man.
And then a guilty. Well, speaking of death, though, like the only time you get to see characters who are really, 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 really old is either Highlander or Mel Brooks's 3,000-Year-Old Man.
Yeah.
You don't get anything in between.
That's true.
And then what else are you watching? Are you watching anything else?
Oh,
what are you looking forward to in the fall?
Well, movie wise or TV?
TV.
Okay, TV. I don't know.
Movie wise.
Great. Thank you. Inherent Vice,
Okay.
which is the PTA, Paul Thomas Anderson new movie.
Oh, okay.
It's a comedy with Joaquin Phoenix. I love PTA.
Yeah, he's great.
So great. And then, Interstellar.
Yeah, that looks great.
Christopher Nolan's new movie.
That
And
looks
like
fantastic.
the trailer gives me chills. There's that Birdman too.
Yeah, that looks really interesting.
That's the I can't remember.
Michael Keaton as like a Birdman, Batman-esque character.
But he's playing basically a version of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, a guy that
It's
used
him
to
and
be.
Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't.
I feel like it's going to be Death to Smoochie meets Batman,
that's gonna be,
which could be awesome.
That's gonna be.
Death to Smoochie is an underrated film.
I gotta tell you something about Death to Smoochie. I kind of like Death to Smoochie.
I love Death
Yeah.
to Smoochie. Danny DeVito does it for me. His dark comedy. angry.
Batman Returns. He's great in.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good film.
Burn, baby, burn.
He's so really slimy in that movie.
He's so good.
So slimy. I'm also looking forward to Bad Judge, which is coming out. Unfortunately, it's airing opposite Scandal, but I'm hoping in the era of streaming it gets to have a little bit of air. It starts Kate Walsh plays a judge who kind of just does what she wants and sentences people to kind of crazy. It's from Adam McKay and Will Ferrell.
Oh,
It's
nice.
actually from a writer named Chad Kultgen. It's his baby. He has another movie coming out. He actually might be a guest on our show here in a little bit. He has another movie coming out called Men, Women, and Children.
Oh, that's Jason Reitman.
Yeah, Jason
I
Reitman
watched the
directed.
trailer of that today.
Yeah, and he wrote the book that it's based on, and I think helped write the script too.
That's great.
So I'm looking forward to Bad Judge. I'm curious to. It looks like a fun premise.
I saw the billboard today in Hollywood actually of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting. At some point we need to have professions other than lawyers, judges, policemen, and medical examiners.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like we're stuck playing doctor and policeman, like we're eight-year-olds. There's other professions.
Yeah, and you
is what I'm
mentioned
saying.
the procedure
Yeah.
shows. Like, did you watch True Detective?
I did. It's
great.
I did. Oh yeah, and the first 3 or 4 episodes are stellar.
Yeah,
They're amazing.
The guy at the villain was so creepy.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anything away.
No, don't give anything away.
but
It's the
he's
spoilers. The next
really
season's
good.
coming out soon, or
Yeah.
they're about to shoot it. And it's going to have a completely different cast. It's one of those
So
anthology
good.
things, which is very, very, very neat. And then I'm gonna play. One thing I do want to say, because one of the stars of the show might be one of our guests here in the next few weeks, that I really love, and I want everyone to watch this. It's called Henry Danger. It's on Nickelodeon. It's a kid's show, but if you love superhero films or the old Batman 1960s series, you're going to love Henry
Cool.
Danger. It's like a deconstruction of a superhero It's that's focused on the sidekick who's a kid, but the lead superhero of it is a guy named Captain Man, and he's indestructible.
Nice.
And it's played by Cooper Barnes.
It is.
And,
It doesn't die.
he doesn't die.
There it is.
Don't want to die.
Yeah, God.
Cooper Barnes stars as Captain Man, and it's so funny.
That's great.
It's so dang funny. It's from the creator of iCarly and Victorious.
What's the name? Do you know the name of the creator?
Yeah, Dan Schneider.
Okay.
Yeah. So it really great show, really fun
Nice.
show. Really, anyway, if you like the stuff, the comedy and superheroes, it's just watch it. You'll the adults will enjoy it as much as the kids. It reminds me of a lot of old style comedy.
I don't watch Nickelodeon. I don't want to cut you off. I don't watch Nickelodeon, but do they have those kind of shows? It sounds like they do. Like, you have like your Toy Stories, the comedy that's for kids, but it's actually, but it's for adults as well. They have that on Nickelodeon?
They're starting to.
Okay, that's cool. That's
with
great.
this show and then another show. That is also on the show. Was on the air called Thundermans. One of the writers of that will actually be on the show as well here in the next few weeks. Anthony Q. Farrell. And the Thundermans is about a superhero family trying to be normal in suburbia, but their kids keep using their superpowers to get what they want. They're still very much aimed at kids.
Yeah.
But it's like when you watch the Muppet Show when you were a kid. You got the jokes. And then your parents were laughing at other stuff, and you weren't really sure.
Yeah,
I get that. I get that. That's really funny.
That's good. I
have no idea what Miss Piggy's really talking about, but I'm going to laugh because my parents are.
Yeah, I don't want to be left
and then
out.
then you get older, and you're like, oh, that's what she was. Oh my goodness!
I still don't get it, but I used to laugh.
Oh, that's good. That's good. You don't like the Muppets? Or
Oh no, I used to watch Muppets. I used to watch Baby Muppets.
Yeah, Muppet Babies. Yeah. So let's play one more game, and then we'll close out here. This is a really quick little game. Very similar to the other game in the sense that it's about this or that. But in this case, it's what's funnier. What's funnier? And feel free to add on to this as much as you want. So what's funnier, an apricot or an avocado?
Oh, God, that's tough. I guess apricot.
Yeah, because it sounds like it's doing something.
Yeah, and people pronounce it differently.
Yeah, apricot.
Apricot, or apricot, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what an apricot is.
It's a mixture of a mountain gorilla and a seedless grape.
Good. Well, see,
That's what an apricot is.
And things I don't know about, I immediately think are funny.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Slapstick or a cattle prod?
Slapstick.
Yeah, of course. It's funnier. Cattle prod's kind of painful.
Yeah, that's just mean.
Yeah. Unless unless that's your.
I grew up watching the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Three Stooges. I never got into them as much as like the Groucho, like the Marx Brothers.
They're great too.
Cats or dogs? What's funnier?
Dogs.
Yeah.
I'm allergic. I'm really.
Cats frighten me. Yeah. They might kill you.
I'm allergic to both.
Oh.
More allergic to cats than dogs. Like this guy right here. I'm not having a problem at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen you sneeze once.
That's great.
But you look a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You look physically like you don't want to move.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little dog, but I think he's really afraid of it.
Yeah.
And babies or puppets?
Babies.
Babies are funnier. In fact, happy birthday to my daughter.
Oh, is it her birthday today?
Well, it's her 11th month birthday.
That's great.
She turns 1 year next month, but we celebrate every month her birthday, and she's 11 months old.
Good for you.
And so happy birthday, Zoe. It's a nice day for you. Zoe is her name.
Nice.
People want to pronounce it Zoe. That's not correct. It's Zoe, spelled Zooey, based on an old book that my wife and I adapted into a play. So happy birthday to Zoe. Next week, we're going to have, in the next couple of weeks, by the way, thank you, Danny, for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Fantastic having you on. Check out Third String Kicker on YouTube. Watch him and Alan Wishadell's videos. It's amazing. One video every week. Every Monday, they release a new comedy video, and they have high production values at the YouTube space and just really, really funny stuff. So congratulations on all your success with that.
Thanks.
I think it's fantastic. And keep making people laugh because I think that's what's important in life. Coming up in the next few weeks, we're going to have Malik Akkad, who's a director of a new film coming out. We're going to play the trailer for it here at the end of this episode. And he's also one of the producers of the Halloween franchise. So he's going to be on. America Livio is going to be on. She's an old friend of mine, and she's was in one of the Friday the 13th, the most recent one, 2009. And she's also in a ton of stuff. She's in Defiance on Sci-Fi. She's in Chicago PD. She was in a movie called Bitch Slap, which I'm sure a lot of fans of this network will enjoy. So America Livio would be joining us. And then Curtis Bedford, Anthony Q. Farrell, and Wes Robertson will be joining us from The Worst Show on the Web. They'll be coming on. And I have a bunch of other people, too. So those are coming up in the next few weeks. And follow me on Twitter at DP Cronmiller. Find me on Twitter. Follow me like a weirdo stalker. I will not mind it at all. I like stalkers. I'm David B. Cronmiller, and the show is produced by me and my wife Jennifer McLean and Mike Austin and Jason. Over here has been doing all of the wonderful switching of the videos back and forth and the engineering. And we are here at KXSR. And now let's watch a trailer for Malika Khan's first feature film as a director. Tune in next week. This has been Streaming and Screaming!
They found Mike dead this morning. He threw himself from the top of the building.
You are the ideal candidate to take over. This is one great opportunity.
Mike was onto something. Big, bad.
Unfortunately, the problem has spread. Jane, this is Frank. He's here to get us started internally.
Copies. Did you make any copies?
Yes, I made a copy.
Where is it?
Stop the elevator.
Hello? Can anybody hear me?
What's going on here? I'm so sorry, Lamont. I'm sure.
We have an interesting problem. You stuck in that elevator, and me stuck in this building.
This thing has spiraled out of control. You gotta start listening to me.
This is turning into a witch hunt.
Get me out of here now!
Tick, tock, tick, tock. You've been a lot of trouble, but not anymore.